In today's video, we're going to be making some seat rails to fit an aftermarket seat into the hard body, because as most of you guys know, there isn't really many aftermarket parts for these trucks. And in the past, I made a video of doing the same exact thing, but I was using the OEM seat rails and just kind of modified those in order to fit the seat. But I didn't like the way the seat felt. The seat just felt really tall and it just didn't feel like it was in a comfortable position, so I ended up taking those out. Today I was just messing around and I figured this would probably be an interesting video, and I'm sure this would help out a lot of the hard body guys and mini truck guys, just because I know these trucks are starting to become pretty popular in the drift community and just people are starting to modify them a lot more. So the problem I was running into is that side is just taller than this side for whatever reason. You can see right here it's a lower piece, and then up here it gets a little taller, and same with over here. So this one is pretty much flat, comes off right here and it's touching the carpet, comes out flat, and then it goes straight down into the bolt hole, whereas this one has to come up and then go flat and then do the same thing. Now this one might look like it's bigger and taller, but it's kind of hard to show you guys, but they're pretty much level. How I came up with this design is I had these little foam pieces and some 2x4s. So before I even had these mocked up, I put some 2x4s, try to make it as level as possible, put the seat down, and where I felt it was pretty comfortable, I measured, and I just came out with these cardboard templates. I used a 2-inch piece, but I ended up buying some flat stock that is 1.25 inches, so it shouldn't change too much, but it should get the job done. Now this is very tall, and then that one is also kind of tall in the back, so they might be a little flimsy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some triangle pieces under here to kind of tie them in, that way they don't flex this way. And then another thing I might do is get some extra piece. I don't know if I'll have enough. That's a 72-foot piece, I think. Weld it from the bottom here, go down, and then bend it straight across and then come back. So I just kind of wanted to catch you guys up to speed on what's going on and what these templates are and how I got them. Now everyone can make your templates a different size, because obviously if you want to sit taller, you can make this one have a gap under here and go up, and you know, design your own thing. Now what I'm going to do is get this, cut it up to where I need to cut it, and then start to bend it. Since I don't have a brake, and this is 1/8 inch, which isn't too thick, but it's still thick enough to where you can't just grab it and bend it with your hand. So what I'm going to do is cut the bottom just a little bit, do a little relief cut, whatever you want to call it. Don't cut all the way through. That way you can bend it over that line, and it'll be kind of weaker in a sense right there, which will allow you to bend it here, and bend it here as well. However, doing that will create a weak spot, which is kind of sketched, especially with your seat rails. So what I'm going to do is do some little triangle gusset pieces that go under here. That way that'll give it some strength back in there. Now that we have our lines drawn out, now we're going to get the angle grinder and do some slits into where I have the Sharpie mark. For example, this one is going to be this bend, so I would actually have to cut under here. That way this piece can fold down. And this piece right here is going to be this one. So since I'm going to be folding it up this way, I need to make the slit on top of here and then fold it this way. There we are. We got the left side in, and you can see there's a little bit of a radius here, and that's just natural because obviously you don't have a brake, so it doesn't put all the pressure here, it distributes the pressure. That's why it's like that. But if I get this on a flat surface, hammer this back down a little bit, it should be nice and good. There you go. That's kind of what it's going to look like. Let me just get this out and show you guys. Now you could run some L brackets, like some universal seat brackets, either weld them or bolt them into here, drill some holes, and then they'll go up, and then you bolt on your seat on there, depending on what seat you have. I'm running a side mount seat, but if you're running a bottom mount seat, you could probably go straight to this. With the extra I have with this, or I might even buy some more thicker stuff, weld it from here, make some little tiny L brackets. That way I could adjust it as high and low as I want, and they'll just be individually right here, weld it from the bottom, and then just be pretty much like an L going up with some holes on there, and that's where I'll put in my bolts to hold the seat in. Here they are. This is the left side, which goes like that. I think I already showed you guys that one. And then here is the right side. It goes like that. I still have to drill the 2 rear holes, but other than that, the seat rails are pretty much done. Now what I did right here is I got some of this extra piece that I have, and in order to mount my side mount seats, I'm gonna do something like this. Just pretty much made a little L. I made this bottom piece right here just as thick as this is, which is 1.25 inches. So I'm gonna weld this on 3 sides, on this side, and this side, and it's gonna sit something like that right there. Got the holes drilled out. It's a 5/16 drill bit. If you guys are using the stock hardware, which I am, but yeah, now that I got the holes, everything is good, everything's lined up. I already test fitted them, all these fit perfect. Now I'm gonna be cutting these, which I think I just mentioned, the little L brackets. Now that I made sure that my seat rails are good and all the holes are lined up and everything's good, I already sat in it, feels comfortable. I was originally going to do multiple holes, that way I can adjust it, but I think where it's at right now should be good. And if I ever want to get more adjustment, I'll probably just cut these off and weld some L brackets that I'll probably get down the road. But for now, just to give these some more strength, just because since they're so tall, they do wiggle around a little. Granted, they're not fully tightened, but still, I'm gonna use the leftover piece that I have right here and cut these, which will go into the corners somewhat like that. Just weld that in there. Eventually I'm going to buy another piece like this one and then do what I was talking about earlier in the video, where it connects both through the bottom, because I have about a 1/4 inch gap from the bottom of the seat to the bottom or the floor, so I could probably run it through there, and that'll keep them from going like this back and forth, since they'll be connected. Alrighty guys, so all I did after that last clip you guys saw was just paint the seat brackets black, and I was just way too excited to even film that. So I threw it into the truck. But yeah, all I did was paint it with some Rust-Oleum black paint that I had laying around. Just did a few coats just so they wouldn't rust. As you guys can see, it is super stiff. It doesn't really rock anywhere, and I'm putting a lot of force into it. So that is good. I don't have the bottom piece that I was talking about, the one that was going to go from here to the bottom of there. I still don't know if I'm going to do that. But there's a chance that if I feel that I need to, I'll throw it in. It's not that hard. One quick thing I also want to mention before I end the video is that this is 100% not the safest way to make seat rails or seat brackets for a car or truck. So just take that into mind when you're doing this. It's like one of those things like lowering your car or slamming your car. It's not the safest thing, but yet we do it. You know, it's kind of a dumb thing. But yeah guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and found it useful. And if you guys have any questions, you guys know what to do. Leave it down in the comments section below or DM me on Instagram. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out guys.